Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby and I hope your weekend is going well. We are here to bring you another one of our award-winning shows. Yes, the Craft Along. I think it won 2 awards, didn't it, back along, this particular show. If you are fairly new to us, because I feel like we've picked up lots of new viewers over the course of the last few weeks, and as we head towards October, when I know lots of people do start to tune in for one reason or another, you might not have seen this show before. Slightly different to what you normally see. It's a 1-hour show where one of our expert crafters pops together a project in real time. So the idea is basically that hopefully you've seen the list of everything that you need if you've already got this collection. You've seen it on the socials, you've got all the bits and pieces together, and then you can craft along live with the show. If you have got the collection, you can't craft along live now, well, hopefully you know it's happening and you can save it, you can bookmark it, pop it on your playlist, and do it at a time to suit you. If you haven't yet picked up this collection, thankfully we do have all of the options still available for you for the amazing Sheena Day of the Dead. So we can give you the option to buy the showstopper, buy all the bits and pieces in smaller bundles, or indeed just buy the bits and pieces that you need to create this project, and then when you get all your bits and pieces, you can rewatch this show at a time to suit and pop your projects together. At the top of the show, let me also say, if you do make the project that Craig is about to do, and you want to, of course, make sure you do stick it on the socials and tag Craig and also me and anyone else you like, actually, so we can all see all of your makes, so that we can share them and take inspiration from you. I will show you all the deals and do all the maths for you in just a few moments' time, but let's say hello to the man who is here to bring you an amazing project. It is the one and only Hottie Scotty, Mr. Craig Laird in Lemon.
Yes, in Lemon today.
Yes.
I just thought, well, maybe we're going down the route of the Day of the Dead, so let's just brighten it up ever so slightly when it comes to Day of the Dead at Craft Along.
Look at that.
Now, this is what we're going to be making. Now, I've actually taken inspiration from a card that our Liam had done previously. Thought it looked super fab, so I thought let's recreate it in some form when it comes to Day of the Dead. Now, when it comes to actually creating this card, you're going to need a list of items, and those lists, if you haven't seen them already, are these items here. So you're going to be needing, from the Day of the Dead, the Butterfly Medley stamp and die. You're going to need Life is the Dance stamp set. Lost in the Music, you're going to have Take a Chance on Me and Dance. Doesn't quite say Take a Chance on Me, but it's called Take a Chance and Dance, and that's a stencil set. The 12x12 paper pad, your A4 mix cardstock. You'll also need the ink pads as well. Tri-Blend, your Noir Black alcohol proof ink pad, water reactive ink pads. We're also then going to be using Nina cardstock as well. What we're then also going to be using is the G2. We're going to need some gems, large guillotine, magnetic stamping platform, heat tool, scissors, blending tool, fine mister, foam pads, tape pen, and the low tack tape as well. Give or take, I put a nice list of additional tools there. So some you might use, some you might not. Some, for instance, I've put the guillotine, you might prefer the paper trimmer. So it's just a very rough kind of indication as the tools that you're going to need. So that's everything, Ben, when it comes to the Craft Along tools.
Give you time to put all of that together if you do want to craft along live with the show. But as I say, if you haven't got time today, then of course you can come back to this at a time to suit. What is lovely though is we have everything available for you. So if you want the whole hog, it's the showstopper that you need to go for. £94.40 is the platinum price, £122.40. We've held the launch price on this for you. So a really great way to get involved. And I mean, look at the papers. We chatted at length with Sheena about the Day of the Dead when we launched this. You know, a lot of people were like, oh, Day of the Dead sounds a little bit morbid. It's completely the opposite. It is all about celebrations and celebrating our relatives who have passed on, celebrating their lives, and you can see from the papers that this is all about celebration and all of these different elements that have been brought into it, all of the kind of celebratory pennants that you've got in here, those skulls that you see whenever you see the Day of the Dead festivals on TV and in film as well. The colour palette is vibrant, it's bright. Again, look at these little tickets here with the skulls on. The marigolds that you're going to see through here as well feature heavily, but you've got the beautiful candles and the beads. The B-sides on these as well, by the way, if I just flick around, you can see is just the background of your A-side. So you've got all of the detail, all the layers of the Day of the Dead on the A-side, and then something a little bit more stripped back on the B. So you've got plenty of opportunity if you want to stamp into these, stencil into these. Nice as well that you do get some backgrounds with just stunning patterns on, so that sort of jacquard pattern that you've got there, which you could use elsewhere outside of the Day of the Dead collection. But but as we go through again, beautiful peacock feathers and candles and florals and banners. Look again here at the detail that we've got within these pads. It's stunning. You're going to get this in 12 by 12 as I'm showing you here. You also get this in your 6 by 6 pad too. So you've got plenty of consumables. Love the manuscript that you've got there, or the musical notation running through. It's just beautiful, and the colours are vibrant. And almost you've got like Day of the Dead by day, and then sort of Day of the Dead by night there as well, with these sort of darker, more sort of moody colours, almost like starlit, like fireworks going off on the background there. But beautifully captured in that paper pad. As I say, 36 double-sided sheets you're going to get within that. You're also going to get that repeated again in your 6 by 6 pad. Now, on top of that, you've got all of your beautiful vellum as well. There's 24 sheets in there. Again, repeated patterns and designs that you've got in your paper pads. You're getting 4 sheets of the 6 designs within that. And to finish off your consumables or your papers and card, you've got the luxury cardstock. And it's not luxury linen cardstock this time, which we do quite a lot with these collections. What Sheena's done for you is popped in 24 sheets of black cardstock. So you get 8 sheets of the black cardstock. You're also going to get 8 sheets of, I mean, that's got to be some of the most reflective mirror card I think I've ever seen.
Most incredible top quality mirror card that you can get, Ben.
Yeah, so you get that in mirror, and then you also get that in your matte as well. Again, real high sheen to that, and a real kind of expensive feel to it, and it works absolutely perfectly with all the elements from this set. Within that card pack, 8 sheets of your satin, 8 sheets of your mirror, and then 8 sheets of that black cardstock as well. If you go for the showstopper, the bonus buy bundle is everything that I've just shown you there, all right? So if you want to add more of those consumables in, that's what you basically do. You add that in and you'll get that again half price. But then on top of that, we popped in colours again, which are relevant to all of the colours that you've got within your papers. Colour Bloom ink pads that you've got there. So you've got the 2 different colours per pad once you activate those with water. And then, if you're wanting some stencils, you get that in abundance. I think, did I see you use the notation on your card over there?
You may have spotted it, you scallywag, having a look beforehand.
Sorry, you bounder. Scallywag, I love that. Yeah, you've got the musical notes, you've got the card suits. Love this sort of like Harlequin design. You've got your treble clef, and then you've got your almost like broderie on glaze and like stitched florals in there as well. And then we come on to all of the stamps, and they are absolutely brilliant. All the different characters from this Day of the Dead celebration. So that chap there with the skull mask, playing the trumpet. You'll see
Reminds me of Bob.
Hey?
Bob from Beetlejuice.
Bob from Beetlejuice.
May he rest in peace.
Have you
Sorry,
seen?
spoiler if you've not seen it.
Just ruin the film. I've got to be honest with you. I would need to be focused. I'm not as much of a Beetlejuice fan as you. I would have to re-watch the first movie, I think, to go and appreciate the second one.
I'd done it the other day previously, Ben. Yeah, I watched the first one before I went and seen the second one.
As good as you remember it?
The first one? Oh, gosh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Producer Johnny's just saying something completely different in my ear, but some of the special effects, I think, apparently not. Brilliant. I say that though, so I know I've got off tangent here, but I say that, like, so I love the Ghostbusters movies, and whenever I watch the original Ghostbusters movie, I see that through rose-tinted glasses, but I would imagine if you watch that for the first time now, you might watch that and go, what?
Yeah,
But
I was like that with the original Beatles because I've not seen it for years. So rewatching it now, more of an older adult, there's lots of little kind of additional storylines and that I didn't quite know beforehand until I rewatched it.
Well, anyway, there's Bob, R.I.P. You've also got Mary there as well, playing the violin. And you'll see all of these swirls as well, which feature quite a lot through this set, like in this next Stamp and Die set with the Hawk's Head Moth, not the butterfly, Hawk's Head Moth. That's the butterfly melody. So you've got those kind of wisps going through again, which you can use as accents on your projects, and then that little moth with the die to be able to cut him out. Then I love this set. It's called the skull embellishments. So you've got that beautiful detailed skull, which you can cut out with the die, and then you can make it either male or female, I suppose, really, if you wanted to go down that route, because you've got the top hat or you've got the flowers. I mean, you could have flowers on a man's head and a top hat on a woman's head, but you know what I'm saying. You've also got the Always and Forever, so that beautiful marigold swag with the die to be able to cut it out, and then the dancing couple, which again, I think we're going to see in action over the course of this craft along. You've got a beautiful embossing folder in here too, again with that marigold, heavy on that throughout this particular collection. And then you've got all of your sentiments in there too, and these again very uplifting, very aspirational. Life is the dance, live in the moment, life is a celebration, and dance like no one is watching. If you're getting the showstopper, you may as well jump in and get the bonus buy, because that, if you get that, you're going to get your free shipping as well, because you're just $2.60 short of your free shipping. You can get all of the card stock that I showed you at the start of that bundle for half the price on the screen. So £18 or $24 is all you will pay. Right. I think that is everything gone through. Everything's available individually if you want to go that way, if you want to pick and choose, and indeed if you just want to pick the bits of what Craig is going to be using, you can do that. But let's get into it.
Let's get started, yeah. Now, when it comes to the card blank, we've got the card in the bundle, should you go for that additional bundle. So we're going to take the black card and make our own card blank. So I'm going to then score this one here, Ben. Let me just get my scoring tool. Now, when it comes to this one, I'm going to score it at 5.5 inches. So let's give that one a score. We're just going to then fold that one over. We're going to give that a burnish with our bone folder or your scoring tool. And then let's go in with our guillotine. So we're going to trim that, once again, at 5.5 inches. So that takes that excess little strip off, and then turn it around, and then we're going to then cut this one to 7.25. So our card blank, little bit of unique size card blank, but it's a unique collection, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going 5.5 by 7.25. Now I'm going to go in with the satin cardstock. Now, satin matte's exactly the same. Some call it matte, I call it satin. So don't worry, don't get mixed up from the two names. They're exactly the same. So let's go in with the pattern paper. I mean, look at that.
Incredible.
Isn't it just bold, it's flamboyant, but it's all about the dead, of course. The skulls along the bottom. Really is a phenomenal, phenomenal paper pad. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this one to 5 by 7. Now, it's up to you if you want to cherry pick any individual section, keeping in mind a lot of it is going to be covered, but sometimes it's still nice to have some framework when it comes to the actual backdrop. So let's go in. I want a little bit of this top corner, so I'm going to turn it this way, and then I'm going to cut that to 5 inches, turn that one around, and then I'm going to cut this one to 7 inches. So that's giving me that openness, the lilac, the purples, away at the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give it a little matting layer. Now, I'm not going to do my 1/4 inch bigger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come along to maybe, say, about 3 or 4 mils bigger than the 5 inch. And then I'm going to do the same again, 3 or 4 mils bigger than the 7.25. And that's how I like to do my smaller and thinner frames.
Yeah.
What have I got? I've done, that's right enough, isn't it? 7 inches. So that is, got you. No, I need to come down 6 3/4. That's what it is. 6 3/4 by 5 inches. Then that's going to give me, there we go, perfect matting layer there. So let's go back. So because that was 6 3/4, let's go 3 or 4 mils over that and then trim. Essentially, I'm saying 3 or 4 mils, Ben. It's just about giving yourself a little gold border all the way around. So it's entirely up to you if you want it to be a 1/4 inch bigger, if you want it to be thin, but that is how I do my thinner layers. I know many have seen me do that before. If you've not, then that's how. So let's take some watercolour cardstock now, and then our watercolour card, what we're going to do is we're going to cut that one to 3.5. So let's go 3.5, and we're going to turn that to 5.5. So that will then go within the middle just here. And then we're going to take that excess and we're going to give it a little matting layer. So even just 3 or 4 mils once again. Alternatively, Ben, what you could do is you'll have enough. If you got the centre out with your V-blade trimmer, you will have enough to matting layer that one.
Okay, yeah.
So you've got that choice. So let's go in and let's go 3 or 4 mils over the 3.5, and then 3 or 4 mils over the 5.5. Now, obviously, when I say mils, I'm shortening that as millimetres. So let's bring that one in, like so. So a little bit of a deeper frame. Don't actually want that deeper frame, so let's just trim a little bit. As always, it's better to have it too big, and then you can then chop it down, than too small, and you have to go back and cut into another bit of card. But then I'm happy with that. A little bit thicker within our backdrop layer compared to our main base layer, which is going to be a thin layer. So what we can also do, just while we're here, while we've got the watercolour card, let's cut our strip for our sentiment, and then that'll be all the main cuts done. So I'm going to go in watercolour card again, even though it's for the sentiment, because we're still going to then do a little bit of inking. So let's trim that one to 1.5 inches, turn it around 2 3/4, and then let's take a little bit here, and then we're going to give it a little matting layer. So we're going to trim just over the 1.25 and just over the 2 3/4. So that will go into here. Don't worry too much about this side because we're going to cut it at an angle.
Okay.
So I'm going to, once again, trim just a little bit more to give it a fine layer, like so. That should be fine. There we go. So our sentiment layer, that's 1.5 inches by 2 3/4. Our mid layer that we're going to use the stencils, that one there, that's going to be 3.5 inches by 5.5. And then we've got our pattern paper that's 5 by 7. Each of those have got their own little gold matting layer.
Perfect.
So I'm going to just pick these bits up, move them to the side. And then what we're going to do is, if we come along with that middle panel that I've cut within our watercolour cardstock, we're then going to go in with the stencil set, and I'm going to go in with the music notes. And then on the sheet, on the instructions or the steps, what I've done, Ben, is I've put water reactive.
Put them the other way round. Turn it over. No, the stencil, the notes are the wrong way round.
Oh, they're wrong way round, are they?
Yeah, there you go, that's it. So it just makes me twitch.
Do you know something? I was waiting to go like that with the ink pads. I was waiting to turn the ink pads.
It's the one thing that makes me twitch on the board. They've been stenciled
Have
the
they
wrong
done
way
it the
round.
wrong way?
Yeah, the wrong way
way
round on there. So, so it's only...
Yeah. No, but you know, it's important to music lovers. What I do say, what you guys didn't see, was Ben at the other side going like that. And I'm like, what's he off on my screen? What's he doing? What's he doing? So yeah, if you went for part of the bundle, Ben, and don't have the ink pads, I put, of course, water reactive. But if you have got these, we've got Stargazer and we've also got Pink Grapefruit. Okay. So to start with, we're going to do my fun smoosh.
Oh yeah.
That I love to do. I do love a good smoosh.
So I've heard.
With the glass mat and our ink pad. And then we're going to go in with a little bit of water.
Yeah.
Just spritz. There we go. And then I'm just going to lay this in.
Whilst you're smooshing, how was the Beetlejuice film, the new one, by the way?
Really good.
As good as the original?
No.
Oh.
But nothing is. Unless it's Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Oh, that's very true.
It's one of those, and I'll say that openly. If it was the very first Beetlejuice, I wouldn't have liked it. It's not my style or my sort of genre, but it's because Beetlejuice is so iconic. Yeah. It's absolutely iconic. It is 100% Tim Burton. It really, really is.
And Michael Keaton's in it, isn't he?
Michael Keaton's in it, yeah. Catherine O'Hara, which is, of course, the mum from Home Alone. Yeah. She's in it. Winona Ryder, Jenna Atunga. Is it Atunga? She's in it.
So you got the majority of the original cast there?
Majority of them, yeah. What they've also done, I'm just getting my heat tool, Ben, here, is one character, specifically, that's not in it as such, how they've involved that character. Really, really well done. But it's been a long time since I've been in a packed cinema where people were howling with laughter.
Oh, really?
Really.
What, the cinema was packed out?
Oh, it was absolutely packed out. I went the 5th day after it had come out.
Wow.
And when I went to book my seats, that was about 2 days before, there was only a couple seats left, and then when I actually went there, it was fully booked.
That says something, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Really, it really does. So yeah, really is. No second film other than Home Alone 2 is better than the original, but it is absolutely timber, and the original cast made it what it was. Lots of, you know, if you say, it was a couple of weeks ago now when myself and you done a show and we were talking about Easter eggs. It was the launch of the Halloween. Well, it wasn't the Halloween, it was the Frame It Dies.
Frame It Dies, yeah.
We were talking about Easter eggs within those dies.
Yeah.
And Beetlejuice has got that as well.
Okay.
So really well done. Highly recommend it. So let's go in. So I've dried that off there, create that little bit of a background. And then we're going to go in with our musical notes. Right way, Ben?
Yes.
Yes, that is the right way. And then what I'm going to do is let's take some, I'm just going to go into my box of delights here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to go in with my stencil tape. You can use your low tack tape, but you're going to have to really quite tack off the adhesive off the back end. Alternatively, what you could also do is you could use your low tack tape, your sprays, your repositionable sprays.
Is that just like tape that you get if you were doing your painting at home?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Of course, it's our friends through It Sticks Too. It's theirs, but you can do just a masking tape out of a DIY store, a stencil tape, something like that. That's what that is. It's very light on tack. And obviously, if you watch me, you know that I use that a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to our repositionable sprays, the only time I use them is with something like a glitter paste or that. That's when I use them. So that's all that I'm using to hold it into place, because I'm going to go in with my blending tool, and let's see, have I got one that's not been used? So there's one there, and then...
Look at that bowl full of blending tools, and that is...
Look at that. This is a game in itself, actually looking for a colour that's pretty much the one that I'm going to use, or one that's not been used. Now what I'm going to do, we all know that I love my square ones. There's not an unused square one. So what I will do is let's just use a circle one. There you go, get your cameras ready, because I don't think you've probably ever seen me use...
It's going to put you off?
The circle one. No, it's just I prefer the rectangle ones. So let's go. They both do exactly the same job, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly the same job.
Why do you prefer the rectangle then? Just because...
I personally get more of a smoother blend if I'm blending onto my cardstock. I think it's because they're slightly bigger. I completely understand that some people struggle and they get a harsher edge because you've got those 90-degree corners, whereas your circle, you've got just that roundness all the way round. But you can also use your finger daubers, that would be good for this one, or even your blending brushes would be good for this one. But we're just going in, blending through that colour and just intensifying it, Ben.
Yeah, it's such a lovely set. Again, details on your screen for the show stopper. But as I say, if you go to the socials, you'll be able to see everything. If you just want to recreate this card, maybe you just want to dip your toe in the water and try a few of the bits and pieces, have a look on the socials again, remind yourself of the bits and pieces that you'll need, and you can pick those up individually. But if you love the Day of the Dead, love that theme, then you want to go for the Showstopper Everything for that price on your screen. And if you're new, of course, sign up to Club Inspire and you'll get that price in the purple box as well. It's just a brilliant deal. A very different collection. I remember from the launch, a lot of people were just saying, you know, how very different this is. And it's nice to have collections like this, isn't it? Because, you know, a lot of people have got floral collections and, you know, you think of butterflies and nature. This is very different. So if you're looking for something, I mean, even for Halloween, you could use elements of this, couldn't you? That's
the thing. But also, okay, yes, the Day of the Dead, you know, it is a celebration. But you think of someone like me that loves paranormal, loves your Most Haunted, Yvette Fielding, all of that. You're able to go down that route of the paranormal, of course. So that if you've got someone that loves that, if you've got someone that is into the style of, I'm hoping this is correct in saying, if you're into goth style, if you're into that, you know, you're black, if you're into the white, that sort of feel, this is going to be a great one for all occasions such as birthdays, think of those different occasions.
Yeah.
Don't just think that it has to be the celebration of when it comes to Day of the Dead, thinking about how else you can use it. And let's face it as well, you take that skull die, you can use a Stone Cold Steve Austin inspired
I love
card.
that. And that's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of different avenues that you can take all of our collections by cherry picking.
Yeah, and even
bits.
from this collection, if you picked the sentiments, I mean, there's that floral swag in there, there's that beautiful marigold embossing folder, even the stencils as well. You know, you could definitely use a lot of those stencils elsewhere. So there's elements from this, even if you're not hugely sold on Day of the Dead, there's lots of other elements that you can pick from this collection that you can use, you know, for other celebrations, for other occasions as well. I just love the fact that we do such different collections, and look at that, beautiful. The musical note to the right way round.
And the right way round. So talking about being the right way round, shall I get myself just kind of sorted and organised, take a little bit of a break for anyone that needs to get caught up, and then we'll come back and we'll move on to the next bit.
Excellent stuff. Hopefully all very easy to follow so far. But remember, all the goodies are there on the website for you. Go big, or you can get those individuals as well if you just want to pick and choose. If you are going big though, particularly if you're in the US and you're platinum, another $260 spend will get you free shipping. So if you want to pick and choose something else, or indeed add in that bundle, the bonus bundle, then that is definitely the way to go. We'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes time with the next steps in your craft along, and we shall see you then.
Working is quite busy because I have to get up really early to come into work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed. Best part of my day is when we come in and I get to see everybody. I really enjoy being up here. It's really nice to see all my friends, and this is my happy place. I do see everyone, and also, of course, if Christina's in, I'm getting my breakfast from Christina before I start the day. Early riser without a doubt, never a night owl. I'm in bed at 9:30. Bath at night, shower in the morning. I'm very clean. Tea of He-Man. Both. I like pancakes with bacon and maple syrup. Craft along, because there's always a softer side to craft along. My phone, my life is my phone. The phone and the dog, unless I'm coming up here and I can't bring the dog in. My favourite lunch isn't lunch. My favourite lunch is afternoon tea. That's what I'd like. Lots of selection of sandwiches, some scones, some cream and jam, and some little cakes. But I couldn't have it every day because I'd be the size of a house. Oh, that changes to the moment. My favourite song at the moment is Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. Or maybe a cup of tea and go and have a bath.
Come in, check my emails, then lay the shows out in the studio, set pack shots up. Then I will get new polls, pick shows, solve any problems that need solving. We deal with other teams where we receive marketing suites, we receive boards. We pick samples to send to Hobby Maker. We pick samples to send to QVC. We'll take the previous shows out of the studios, set shows up. We do floor manage occasionally, not all the time, making sure that the craft expert presenters have everything at hand that they need. Anything that they haven't got during shows, we will run about and get the products for them. Think on a morning when it's really quiet, get more done when there's nobody else in the building. Night owl. Morning. Coffee in the morning, tea the rest of the day. Savoury. Normally lunchtime. Mobile phone. Is chicken wrap. White. You're my first, my last, my everything. Go home and make the tea.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this craft along. We are about halfway through, so hopefully you've caught up if you are crafting along with us. As I said at the top of the show, if you do make this project, stick it in the I'm a Crafter's Companion Facebook group. Tag us on your socials. We love it. You know, when we open up our socials in the morning, we see, like, you know, you've tagged us in all these various posts. It's great to be inspired by what you guys do. And also, worth mentioning, I know we're a fair way off Friday. If you ever make a project that you're particularly proud of, feel free to send it in to us. You know, maybe you're going to do this today and you think it's awesome. Send it in, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and it may well feature on a future Friday Night Live in our Friday Night Faves section. And if it does, you'll win 100 bonus points towards Club Inspire. So always worth sending your work around so we can all appreciate it. All right, back to the Day of the Dead with Craig. So we've done all of our mats and layers and our stenciling so far, haven't we?
We have, yeah. So we just need to then stick them together. We'll do just shortly, but let's get into stamping and colouring. So I've got a bit of the excess Nina cardstock that was left over, and then I'm just going to pop that down onto my stamping platform. We're then going to go in with our Lost in the Music. So we're going to take that stamp and we're going to pop that into place. Now, from the feel of taking it off the backing and also by looking at it, it doesn't look like, Ben, or feel like it's been used. So
what do we do?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a prime.
Right.
So I'm going to take my translucent clear. I'm not using that one, that's Manka.
Dear, oh dear. What's happened to that?
Actually,
is that still usable?
Yes, but I wouldn't go to air with that, so that can get discarded. It's like something heavy's been sitting on the sponge as well.
Oh,
so,
dear.
You know, still Manka, but
that
yes,
yeah.
Absolutely, completely usable. Don't ever worry about how it's looking. But the reason I'm doing this, Ben, if you've never seen this before, sometimes even the most incredible quality stamps, photopolymer stamps as well, you go for your first impression and it's not a crisp, clean line. Sometimes it could be a little bit bubbly and bobbly. And all that is once the stamp's been through the manufacturing process, there's like residue of stamp material. It's the finest of finest that you can't see, but it's enough to stop you getting a clear impression. So what I do beforehand is give that a coating. I only need to do that once. Don't need to do that ever again. We're all good. That then just takes away any of that residue, and now I'm good to go. If you don't have a translucent clear ink pad, whether it's ours or another brand, you can just put strips of low-tack tape over the stamp, peel it off, or one that Leanne likes to do is use her stamp cleaner.
But
that also does the job.
I'm sure I asked you this a while back, because I still read people do it and ask about it. Some people take files to their stamps, don't they?
No, please don't.
Don't do that, right?
Please, please, please don't. I know people do it and have done it, and even if you are so light in touch, you've just got a fraction of extra pressure, and that's you then ruined your stamp because a little dip where you filed it away. Now there's ways around it. Go around with an art liner and join them up, but you're paying your hard-earned money for all of these stamps, these collections. You don't want to then, of course, damage them with a little file. So 3 ways: translucent clear ink pad, your low-tack tape, or of course your stamp cleaner, any stamp cleaner. That's a nice way and a safe way, and you're not going to damage them whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, please don't. It's one of those things, Ben, where to say anyone can do whatever they like.
Yeah. But you
on
would
this
recommend
occasion,
it.
I would say please don't do something like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to damage them. So let's go in with some colouring, Ben. So I've got 4 colours here: lavender, ice grey blend, tan blend, and antique pink blend. And then we're just going to start to colour, starting in with our dress trousers here. And I'm going to blend with my tri-blends to create that shape. And what I'm doing is I'm following the highlight lines that Sheena's popped in when it comes to the couple dancing.
I think we discussed in the launch show they're doing an Argentine tango, I think is what we...
Is that what it was?
I think that's what we decided, yeah.
I'm not good. I know obviously last Saturday is when Strictly started.
Yeah.
So maybe you are a Strictly Come Dancing fan, or maybe a Dancing with the Stars stateside. Maybe you're a fan. So yeah.
It's quite a good lineup this year on Strictly, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a few more. I feel like, and I'm probably saying this because I'm biased, I feel like the last really good year was the year that Sarah was on it.
Okay.
And my interest has sort of waned a little bit over the years since, but this year there's a few more.
Why is that?
Eh?
Why is that?
Why is it waned?
Yeah.
Well, because, obviously, Sarah, you're not going to bet it, you see.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
But this year, there are a few more interesting people in it. People I know. I suppose it depends who you know. And I know my two at home, Laura and Daisy, are cheering on, what's she called? Sarah Hadland, who was
from Miranda.
Oh. They love that show.
Oh, I love Miranda.
Daisy and Laura must watch that over and over and over and over again. Daisy thinks it's hilarious.
I absolutely love that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Love the whole cast.
Yeah. So she's the Miranda's best friend, isn't she? In that series?
Is, yeah. And the shop owner.
Always does the impression of Heather Small from.
What have you done today to make you feel proud?
What if Miranda ever made its way over to the States? It's a very funny show. So yeah, she's in it. Paul Merson, the footballer.
Oh yeah.
Is in it as well. So
is the Go Compare guy in it?
Go Compare guy's in it.
Yeah, he's in it. He won MasterChef. Was it this year or last year?
I still can't remember his real name. I just know him as the Go Compare guy.
That's right.
Go Compare.
I don't watch it.
Toya's in it as well. 80s singer Toya.
Is she?
Yeah.
The only time I watched dances was Sarah and Aliash.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only time that I watched it. Because obviously here in the UK, at the time, Ben, up until a couple of years ago, it was Strictly versus X Factor.
And you were always X Factor,
I was always X Factor. Always X Factor. But, yeah,
where's that gone now?
Well, yeah, technically it has gone, although ITV, X Factor still have a one-year contract. Like a one show to go.
So they've got one more show they can show?
So they're saying if Simon Cowell will bring it back for one more year.
Yeah.
But I think he's in the middle of doing another boy band search or something, so...
Oh, is he?
So yeah, I was always the X Factor viewer while Strictly Come Dancing was on. But can you imagine if you do have a favourite dancer that you want to then transition that into the Day of the Dead stamp of the dancing couple here? You're going to be able to do that, no problem whatsoever. And this is where, when it comes to collections, I know, like, joking aside, I said with the skull, you can then go down the route of wrestling, Stone Cold, this one here down the route of dancing. So you're able to still bring the Dancing with the Dead with the, or Day of the Dead. See, I'm now saying Dancing with the Dead. Dancing with the Dead, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Dead.
Yeah.
You're still able to bring things that you know and you love out of crafting into the collection that you're using.
Yeah, absolutely right. And certainly many elements from this collection. The skull is just brilliant. And the fact that with the stamp you get the die cut as well. That's why I say, particularly if you are still in the midst or thinking of making Halloween project, that skull is going to work absolutely brilliantly. You might just use the die on its own and cut out the skull shapes to make little, decorations, home decor pieces for the home, or whatever you think. There's certainly lots of crossover with this collection, with lots of other sets that you might want to go for.
Lots of ways.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see as well, when any collection comes out, the different styles that many of you at home come out with.
Yeah.
Ways that even I've never thought of. It's always interesting to see. And I would probably say this, out of all collections, I'm really, although I've seen a few trickling through on social, but I'm really excited to see all the different things that you guys at home do with this collection. Because some may really go down that haunted Day of the Dead look. Some of you might really bring it to life with bright colours or just change and use aspects another way. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, and like you say, if you have been making with this, then feel free to tag us in those makes, stick them on the socials. If you're on your Instagram as well. Feel free to tag us in any stories or any posts that you put up, because it's always great to see.
It is.
It's so true as well, because you look at the stamps and that, like you've obviously got the kind of the celebratory feel to these, but quite easily, I suppose, with the change of colours, even a stamp like this, you can make it look joyous, you can make it look Day of the Dead, celebratory, but you change the colours a little bit. You can make it look a little bit more creepy, a little bit more haunted, can't you? So a lot of it, I guess, like you're showing us here, is depending on what colours you're going to use, makes it look completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm a huge advocate of that. I say it quite a lot by simply changing the colours, Ben.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do is change the colours and you're going to be able to get a different look. Someone that's maybe into this style, go with your reds and your pinks, use it for Halloween.
Yeah.
They're going to appreciate that. It's the Halloween colours, but instead, maybe they're not lovey-dovey with all the love hearts and all that sort of stuff, but this is their style.
Yeah.
Change the colours, as I said, the reds and the pinks.
Yeah.
Or, of course, you might still want to use it for Valentine's, but you might still want to go around the purples, the oranges, and keep it that sort of colour inclined.
But again, it was like Sheena was talking about when we launched it. If you've got people who do love this so much, this kind of image again could work well for like a wedding card. She was talking about using the skull again, that you've got the stamp and die for that skull set. The fact that you've got the top hat and then you've got the florals there as well. You could almost do like a his and hers wedding card with that, if you've got somebody who loves this kind of design and the illustration of Day of the Dead. So yeah, there's loads of ways.
There's just
you can
loads.
use it.
There really, really is. And you touched upon, even if you want to, I didn't mean to do that in the tan colour, I want to keep their faces white, but anyway, we'll just go with it. As you were saying, Halloween, if you want to, go in with your oranges, go in with your purples, go in with your greens, and really make it Halloween coloured and inspired. So plenty of options. Do you know what? I've started that now, so let's just finish it. What do you know, like your white face, your white what do you call it? The paint on the face. Face paint.
Face paint.
That's it.
What do you call that?
Yeah. What do you call that
Paint on
face
the
paint
face.
again?
Face paint. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I had apart from my TV makeup, it's been a long time since I've had my face painted for fun.
Yeah, I think. I know. I do it for Halloween most years. Although the last couple of years I've had a mask on, haven't I? I did Sloth from the Goonies.
You really need to start taking that mask off.
I knew you were going to do that. I'll set them up. You knock them down. I'm thinking of potentially this year for my costume, either Phantom of the Opera, because that's quite an easy one to do.
Yeah.
Or I've never done the Joker, actually. I've been thinking about potentially doing that.
You're the Joker every day that you're here.
Yeah, you.
Too dang. Do you know what I'm really excited for?
What?
This is the first Halloween in God knows how many years that is on Friday the 13th.
What? Friday the 13th in October?
Yeah. Wait a minute. No, how does that work?
No, it doesn't work.
No, because Halloween's the 31st.
31st of October.
So what's on...
Friday the 13th is in October, maybe.
That must be what it is. Friday the 13th must be in October.
No, it can't be, because this Friday the 13th is... we've just had that in September.
Oh.
We've had it, yeah. We've had it already this month.
We've had it already then.
So it can't be Friday the 13th.
So what did I see on social that said something about Halloween, October, the first Friday, the 13th?
Maybe they've changed it this year. Maybe they're doing it on the 13th.
Oh, that's throwing me now. Yeah, because Friday the 13th was a couple of weeks ago.
What day of the week does Halloween fall this year?
Oh, I'm not sure, Ben. Not sure.
Ask in the gallery for help there.
So what was it that I read?
Oh, it's a Thursday. I don't know.
No, I don't know either. I read something. It'll come to me. It will come
I
to
thought
me.
you were going to say, when you said, oh, I'm very, very excited because this is the first time on Halloween I thought you were going to say, I'm going to be going trick-or-treating with you, Ben, in costume. Because as much as you love all of the horror movies and stuff, you're not really one for like dressing up and at Halloween, are you? No.
No. Couple of weeks ago when I was at Hobbymaker in the UK, I was part of their Halloween event.
Yeah.
And I didn't dress up.
Oh, not even for their event?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I did have my Cody Rhodes skull t-shirt on.
Right.
And I had a Halloween cup at the side of me. So, I was kind of there.
Did everyone else make an effort, or?
To be fair, not really. No.
Oh, really?
So I didn't look like the odd one out.
If you had to go to like a Halloween party, or if you had to get dressed up, what would you go as?
I wouldn't go.
No, just play the game. If you had to, though.
But I wouldn't go. I am playing the game, I wouldn't go.
What, even if it was my party?
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, Craig, I want you to be there. You're my number one guest. But you've got to get dressed up.
Wouldn't go.
You would.
Yeah, I probably would.
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
That'd be an easy one.
Actually, yes, I would. Yeah, actually, do you know, this might sound really bizarre considering the job that I do, but I would because my face would be covered. I don't know, it's just being dressed up for fancy dress or Halloween, it just doesn't come easy for me.
Really?
Whereas I think maybe because you've got that disguise, being guys in, of course, then, yeah, I would probably do something with a mask. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you wouldn't like it around our estate then, because Daisy still wants to trick or treat this year, so we'll be doing that. And then my friend, who I play cricket with, always throws a big Halloween party. It will be the Saturday before, I think, and he always says that if you go along, you have to get dressed up. So you wouldn't be going around there then.
No, I would have a headache that night.
Yeah. Apple bobbing.
Can you imagine we used to do things like that?
Oh yeah, we'd still do all that. Yeah, apple bobbing. Pin the fangs on the vampire.
Yeah, or I'll stick to my horrors. My horrors at night.
The 20p game as well, but I'll have to tell you about that one after the show.
Yeah, you're going to have to tell me about that one after the show, that's for sure. So yeah, when you think back as well to things we used to do at Halloween, some traditions, of course, many will still do. There'll be some that, obviously many have died away, no pun intended. Ducking for apples, yeah. I do love doing although not that you do it on Halloween, but carving pumpkins.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we still do that, pumpkin carving.
Even now I still do that.
Yeah.
Because when I was little in Scotland, it was turnips.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever tried to carve a rock solid pumpkin? Turnip.
It's hard enough for the pumpkin.
It is, and then you've actually carved the pumpkin. It's like there's nothing in it apart from all these seeds. Although I am going to make like desserts or puddings with it this year.
Do you know what? You said exactly the same thing that I said a few weeks ago. This year, I'm going to buy, as well as getting the pumpkins for the kids to carve and that, I want to make like a pumpkin pie this year, or pumpkin soup.
Pumpkin soup, yeah.
You know, because you're a soup. Are you a soup maker as well as me? No, not really. No.
I'm very basic when it comes to soup. I like what I like, and I'm not very adventurous with soup.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what I'm going to do. Also, instead of carrot cake, pumpkin cake. So along the same kind of ingredients, but instead of carrots, make a pumpkin cake.
This is a genuine question as well, and you may or may not know the answer. You know, because obviously our US viewers obviously have pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Is that eaten as a savoury dish or as a dessert?
See, for a long time I was under the impression it was a sweet dessert.
Right.
But apparently it's a savoury dish.
But you eat it as a dessert, you eat it at the end of a meal?
Yeah,
Ah, right.
Yeah.
With what? So with, like, you'd have ice cream on it, would you? Or?
But I think some have whipped cream, some have ice cream.
Okay.
You know, it might be simply the change of ingredients. So you might add sugar to make it sweet, and then take the sugar out. A bit like pastry in a way. You want it sweet, you know, you add your sugar. If you want it unsweetened for a savoury dish, you just don't add sugar. Yeah. So maybe something along those lines. So it's obviously one, I suppose, that you could have for either or, yeah. But I'm going to make some. Hey, you can make decorations from your Day of the Dead and stick them in the pumpkins.
I love that idea.
All these sort of things you can do with your collections. Don't just use them for card making. Yeah. Can you imagine having a dancing couple, maybe a little bamboo stick or a barbecue stick, wooden skewer or something, popped into your pumpkins or that? Lots of fun. Yeah. Lots and lots of fun. Right, last couple of bits and then we'll assemble the card, Ben. I'm going to take another bit of Nina. I'm going to stamp the butterfly, and we've got the die to go with it. Colour in with a few of the same colours, stamp the sentiment, and that'll be us done.
Excellent stuff. Just got about 10 minutes left on the show, so I think once again, timed to perfection. And the great thing is to say, as we launch new things, and then lots of new launches coming your way over the coming weeks, you're always going to get a craft along with us here at Crafters TV. So, you know, you can buy the product and you'll never be stuck for ideas, as we always say. You get the launch show where you'll get plenty of ideas, usually I think we try and normally get around about 4 different demonstrations in on a launch. Then, we'll see collections again in shows like Launch Party, masterclasses, but you're always guaranteed a craft along with new launches. So, it's great to stick with us. And as I say, if you are new to us, then keep with us, because we've got all the inspiration, all of the ideas, everything that you need to get the very best out of all of your products. And just to remind you again, we've got the full details on the screen there for the showstopper. So it's everything from this collection, all the papers, all the vellum, the cardstock, the colour bloom ink pads, and of course all the stamps and the dies and the embossing folders. Everything. And if you go for that, you then get the option of adding more of your papers and card into your basket with that bonus buy bundle. Whatever you do, if you don't want any more papers, I would spend that other £2.60 or $2.60 to get you free shipping if you are a US Platinum member. And it should be quite easy to do. Lots of great deals over for you on the website. Is that your sentiment there? Which one have you gone for?
So I've gone for, if you can't choose the music, you can still choose the dance.
Oh, I like that.
Nice one, isn't it? Never heard of that one before until I seen this collection from Sheena. So it is, it's a really nice one. What kind of, right, I tell you what, Ben, here's a question for you. You're going to stick that on your Instagram story. What music do you go with?
Ooh, well, I would, because I've got Argentine tango in there.
Yeah.
I would put that in as a search comment,
Okay.
or the tango's different to the Argentine tango. The only song I've got in my head now is the one that goes bum 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 ba da da bum.
Oh yeah.
Bum bum ra da da da. What's that called? Bum 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 ba 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 bum 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 ba da bum. Or maybe something a little bit sort of haunting. I type in the word like haunting, maybe.
Haunting? Yeah, that would be a good one.
What would you kind of go for, you think?
I would go something like Shake, Shake, Shake,
Oh,
Sonora.
you go more Beetlejuice.
I would go more Beetlejuice, yeah. More Beetlejuice. Yeah, but
What was the other song from...
Deo,
Oh, of course it was.
Deo, here I
Feel like
come, man, and wanna go home. Deo. Yeah. Fun one.
Yeah.
Really, really good one.
I was back along a few weeks ago, and I was putting up the bits and pieces for the Crafters TV anniversary.
Oh, how did that go?
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good, because I wasn't really in that week.
No, it was really fun. I had Debbie for most of the week. Sarah popped in as well. But I was posting sort of funny clips from the last 5 years on my socials, and of course I posted the first ever time that you sang Halloween is Coming, which was the 22nd of September 2022.
Is that when it was?
And then I wanted to post a second clip with some comments that had come through, but with the song Halloween is Coming. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it as like a track on Instagram, so I had to underlay the video of you singing it.
Got ya.
But yeah, there was all these other different songs, Halloween is Coming, but not the version that you...
Not the one?
No.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah,
Isn't
very
that
disappointed.
I do remember that, because I did share it onto my Instagram. I think it was the day after you'd posted it.
Yeah.
I'd shared it on my Instagram, because what that actually done, I know this is maybe about a couple of weeks ago now,
Yeah, it
but
was.
what I then done was I went on and looked at the definition of geysen
Oh, yes, I remember that.
and posted that.
Yeah.
Just so that people know that when I say that in Scotland we went geysen
Yeah.
and not trick-or-treating, you know, there's a reason.
Yeah, it wasn't
to
just Craig that went guys.
It wasn't just a Craigism.
No.
It was true. It's just about, you know, being in disguise while dressing as, you know, someone from the
something
dead.
like this.
Funny
Exactly
enough.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all works well. And then talking about working well, this all works well together. So I'm going to go in with my tape runner, Ben, and then
Yeah.
we're going to layer these up, and then we will be done for this craft along.
And then, do you know what as well? It's going to look fantastic once you've stuck this together. But what I've liked about this as well is another one of those that I look at and go, okay, I could do that. And I think a lot of beginners as well. You've made it very easy, step by step, but it's still going to look the absolute business, isn't it? You know, a lot of people might worry about the colouring potentially, but again, as I always say, you don't have to go in and do all of the different sort of shading and stuff.
Not
If you
at
just
all.
want to use, one pen, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, you absolutely can do. And it's one of those collections as well, I believe anyway, it allows you to not be perfect or neat. It just allows you to be free, and if you're not confident yet when it comes to blending, don't worry about it. As you said, just go one tone of colour, or attempt to do a little bit of blending. This might be your first project you do after you've been teaching yourself how to blend, maybe following our past shows on YouTube or following Leanne's Academy of Colour, and you think, right, I'm going to take what I've learned and I'm now going to then transition that into a collection. This might be it, and it's very forgiving, so you don't need to worry too much about being perfect. But let's go in with our couple. We're going to put the dancing couple on a few foam pads.
On the foam pads.
You cannot have a card, a project or anything from myself without a foam pad.
I think the other good thing as well is if you are failing, you're getting a collection like this, you're already off to a winner, aren't you? Because you've got the ink pads to match, you know, for the stencils, and the inks there then match the papers, which match the vellums, which match the cardstock. It's all, a lot of the hard work's been done. If worrying about colours is your thing, you don't have to worry so much when you get a collection, do you?
No, and although, you know, with all of our collections, Sarah's Signature, Nature Garden, Crafter's Companion, we do that anyway, but this is another one, as I go back to what I said before, Ben, about giving you that confidence as well. If you're ever unsure about colour matching, this does it for you, and you can see there is probably pretty much every colour, every shade from the rainbow within this collection, and it all works. It gives you that confidence to then come along and then just essentially throw colour down. Now, the only thing I've not done there is add the pearls or the gems at the side. You can do that at home, but there you go. There is your 7 1/4 by 5.5 card.
That is brilliant as well, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. All comes together in under an hour, and that's what you can craft along with us as well. Running out of time, but very quickly I can give you a brief overview of everything you're going to get in the showstopper once again. So the vellum and the 6x6, the designs you're going to get are matching up to the colours and designs that you're going to get here in your 12x12 pad. So 36 double-sided sheets, all of these vibrant, beautiful, flamboyant colours with that real celebratory feel. And again, the B-sides, if you like, is a little bit stripped back. It's the backgrounds of the A-sides that then you can work onto, stamp onto, stencil onto. That's 36 sheets. You also get the 36 sheets in your 6x6, matching vellum for you as well, so 24 sheets in there. And on top of that, of course, we're going to give you your luxury card pack. Different this time because you get 8 sheets of your black cardstock and then 16 sheets of mirror, 8 sheets of matte and 8 sheets of your stunning mirror cardstock in the gold. Then all of these other goodies, all right? So you're going to get these stunning stencils. Of course, you can see the notes there that Craig just used in his craft along. Those are your Colour Bloom ink pads that you're going to be getting as well, not new colours, but colours that match perfectly with this collection, and then all of these other goodies. So you've got the sentiments in there. You've got, as we were talking about at length, the amazing set of stamps and dies with the skull, the beautiful marigold embossing folder, that's included. If you're creating Craig's project, then it's this stamp here that you need with the dancing couple. You've got the lady violinist there called the Harmonious Woman. You've also got Bob, not called Bob, Melody Man playing the trumpet. Then you've got this stamp and die set here, which is called Always and Forever, which is that beautiful floral swag. And then lastly is the Butterfly Melody. That's got that hawk's head moth in there. If you want to, again, create Craig's project, you will need to go for that. All of that equals your showstopper. It's £94.40 platinum price, $122.40 if you're shopping in the US. And don't forget, if you buy the showstopper, you can get another set of your cardstock. So the bonus buy bundle is there. That's the price if you just buy it on its own. So it's the 12x12, the 6x6, your vellum, and then your cardstock as well. So £36 or $48. However, if you pop that into your basket with your showstopper, you can halve that price on the screen. It must be in the same basket though. So £18 or $24 is all you will spend. What a brilliant show. Craig, a massive thank you to you. We'll see you again very soon.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you'll see me during the week next week.
Absolutely brilliant, as always. And like we said, if you've enjoyed the show and you make this project at any point, make sure you tag us in your makes. Thank you so much for watching. All of the items as well available individually on the website for you if you do want to pick and choose. Massive thank you to Craig. And from me and Craig, for now,
toodles.